All right. I think I'm live. I'm going to try to get some more people on here. I don't know if anybody's even watching this yet. Nobody's watching it yet. I'll send this link to Eric Porter. See if we can get him on here. See if this thing actually works. Oh, we got some people on here. Nice little unexpected live chat, everybody. Does this look like a regular YouTube live chat? We're testing this out because tomorrow night I'm doing a live chat with the guys from Reeb, and got to make sure that this actually works. So we're using Eric Porter as a guinea pig. All right. I wonder if there's any other people I could invite on here. Anybody have any anybody you want me to live chat with right now, impromptu? Name somebody. Is Eric Porter a kind of beer? It's kind of like a kind of beer. Speaking of beer, Wild Basin, sparkling seltzer. Oh, here's Porter. Let's see how this works. Can you hear me?
I got it.
All right. Damn, that's really loud. I just exploded in my ears. Yeah. All right. So, Porter, what are you working on?
I'm working on this week's video, which is how to tune up a shovel.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that I have an extra cam hooked up. I probably should use my laptop cam so that when I look at it, I'm actually looking at you, not at my computer. How's that?
I was thinking the same thing, because I still feel like if I'm looking at you, I'm looking at my screen, but then I should be looking up there at the camera.
Porter, I'm gonna go like, oh wait, I'm gonna go like that and just flex on you, because right there, for Chain Reaction 5.
Yeah.
That's the Bike Mag Award. I set up this shot just to troll you, to get you triggered.
Good luck.
So Chase was saying that he wants to do a live stream coming up with a bunch of us and do like old video segments, kind of like a boomer thing. We could all sit back and reminisce. And I was telling him this app could work because we could add like, I don't know, a few other people and share a screen.
Have you seen
you can share your screen right now, Porter. Share your screen. Let's see what you got going on. Just clear your browser history first. You don't have to share a screen. That was just a joke. Who else should we send an invitation to? Who do you want to talk to?
Have you seen what's his name from Chris Bennett from Square One, what he's been doing? Maybe he only did it twice, but on just Instagram Live. And then he put in who did he put in? He had on Aitken, Mike Chesney, like he had on Nate Wessel, he had like half of the Square One Wide Awake Nightmare video all on one feed together. Just like, I think it was on Saturday night, and they were all just running their mouths at each other and having a good time.
Oh, nice. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be sick with the old Chain Reaction crew. And I was actually talking about that full pipe in on the cover of Killing Time. And because a friend on Instagram sent me a picture of it today, and I was like, oh yeah, I dropped in on that thing. It was wild. It's one of the scariest things I've done at the time. And probably ever.
I think I climbed the rope down. I'm pretty sure I climbed the rope down.
I didn't want to drop in at all, but Chase did what Chase does and talked me into it.
When did you do that?
I was with him and I think Jason Smith.
Okay. I think that when we shot that cover, it was in the wintertime. It might have been going to the Rye Airfield contest, and the bottom was all ice, and there's no way we were dropping in that thing because you're going into a pipe with ice at the bottom. We were like,
Yeah.
screw that.
It was
Like,
even sketchy
definitely not.
when we did it because it was it's always wet and mossy in the bottom.
Yeah.
And but I still want to like one of my all-time things I would love to do is drop in on that, and then you know how it's got where's the camera? It's all backwards. Well, it's got
Yeah,
the full
it's
pipe.
all super weird, right?
Yeah. So you drop in and carve. How do I do? You know what I mean? Like that, like a Reuben style thing, carving over the top of the full pipe. So the pipe's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and you drop in and come around on that top rim. I think it would go, but it'd be the scariest thing ever.
Oh, I know what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that would
kind of
be
like
super sketchy.
drop in, carve up the wall, and then land on the part that's like this
Right.
and ride like right there and then pull back off onto the other wall.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, if you ever make it back to the East Coast.
I'm claiming it. I don't know if I'll ever do it though.
All right, this summer when you come to Holland Mountain Bike Park, we'll hit that on the way up.
I would love to. That thing, I would love to go back there. That thing is wild.
So what are you doing for your video this week? Manual machine or garage? And they already did the garage makeover. It's got to be manual machine.
What's that? I missed it.
I said, what are you doing for your video this week? You already did a garage video, so it's got to be a manual machine.
You know what I thought about doing with the garage?
Or did you buy a van? You bought a van.
Yeah, I'm van lifing next. No, I had so I was thinking with my so I had the rack where you hang the bikes, and then I had the rack at the bottom where it's the 2x6s, and you put the bikes in slots at the bottom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could just attach a bungee cord to the bottom and make this into a manual trainer and check 2 boxes in one video.
Totally. I had I like copied the same rack system that Ray built at Ray's.
Yeah.
And I had that in my garage for a really long time, and it took up like the entire like 1 car bay.
Yeah.
And it probably held like, I don't know, 13 bikes, because when I was riding for Giant, they were like Pez candy, just had like 50 million bikes.
Right.
And now they're more of like a handcrafted piece of art.
Yeah.
So now I have like 5 bikes, not 25.
Yeah.
And I took that all out and I put it in the back corner to hold maybe like 10 bikes or whatever. And then that filled up super quick. So a couple weeks ago, I had to figure out how to do like a rafter that goes just under my garage door so that the bikes hang against the garage door, but then you could still open the garage door and it goes over it, if that makes any sense.
So you couldn't walk in and out the door, but
I mean, you could like, if there was a bike missing in the middle, you could totally walk through the middle. But it was cool because then when I work on my bikes, I like to have the garage door open.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And those are just like my daily drivers. Super accessible, just like the bikes I ride every day. And then the others are like bikes I barely ever touch or whatever.
Like a downhill bike.
No, probably like my trials bike.
Trials bike.
The trials bike is in the daily driver category. And
I'm working on mine right now. I've been riding it a little bit. I just got my i9 hubs in, and so I'm going to build up some fresh wheels and start riding that thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We got 35 people watching. Who else could we invite other than Seth? I could send Seth an invite, but we should send one of our bros.
Well, the thing is, if you send Seth one, him and Alex are together.
Okay.
You get 2 with one. Or who else? Chase.
I'd talk to Chase. Not saying you were my second option tonight.
But you're the second option.
Chase had plans. He was a little busy.
Yeah.
Let me see. So tell me about something. Come on, I'm gonna send some text here.
No, this is this YouTube thing is crazy. It's so much work. I knew it would be, and then it is. But it's rad.
Do you literally spend every night just editing videos?
Pretty much. It's yeah, and like the 2 nights before the video comes out are like 2 a.m. nights. But I'm getting faster.
Really?
Every video I get a little bit faster because I'm learning more about how to edit, and And it's fun. It's cool because the process is entirely in my hands now, which is rad because it's my whole career. It's been like you do something cool on the bike and then it's in someone else's hands to do the rest of it. And now it's like, do the bike riding and film it and everything.
Exactly. If your video sucks now, you have nobody to blame but yourself. I remember like back in the New World Disorder days, like you wouldn't know anything. Like you wouldn't like until I had like Ultimate Seniority, I wouldn't even know what song I had.
Yeah.
So, like you'd roll up to Vegas and then you'd be like, sweet, another Swollen Member song. And then you'd be like, F word, they left out like 3 of my favorite clips or something, you know?
And they're
like,
and you never get them.
Yeah, never to be seen again.
Yeah. No, the hardest part is tracking down that I've found is tracking down some of the B-roll for older stuff when I'm telling stories or talking about older things because it's not on the internet. There's so much rad stuff that we did in the early, like 2000 to 2010 that is just nowhere except for on like, DVDs or VHS or in print magazines.
VHS for sure.
Yeah, and photographers don't even have slides because they sent them to Decline and then Decline lost them all.
Highland just hooked me up with a whole bunch of sick pictures the other day. Let's see. I wonder if what is all right, so it says sharing screen tips. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors, obviously. Screen sharing works best with a good computer. Some screens let you share audio. All right, let's see. I want to find. First of all, I got to find what he sent me yesterday and see if I can make this easy.
Who's that?
I got some Highlands. I got some sick pictures from Highlands yesterday.
Oh yeah, he's got all of them. No, he sent me one I haven't posted yet that I meant to, which was from Vancouver. It was from. I'll post it tomorrow, maybe.
All right, this is a leap of faith, Porter. I'm going to share my screen. This is a leap of faith. I'm going to share my screen. I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. I'm sharing my entire screen. Can you see it?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Oh
man, my computer is like a dumpster.
Yeah, what's it? You got like the tunnel of death going on there. Was that your taxes?
Yeah. Look at that one right there. That one's pretty good. Let's do that face.
Let me just live stream my taxes real quick.
Right there. Let me get my social out there. We'll delete this afterwards. This one was sick.
You going down that rail?
Yeah.
That is sick.
And then let me show you one of my best shots ever. And this was never printed anywhere. So can you see my mouse? I rode down this whole handrail and then manualed the second stage.
Was it like one of those 2-inch flat bars?
It was like, I think there's a head-on shot. It was like 1.5 inches or something. It was pretty freaking skinny.
That's sick.
Like there it is.
That rail looks perfect.
It's really perfect, right?
Yeah.
I think that's like one of my crowning achievements.
Totally. No, part of me wants to go do more rails again because they're pretty fun and they worked out most of the time. But then the other part of me is like, well, when they don't work out, you lose your teeth or whatever. So
let's see if we get George Ryan on here.
I was trying to figure out that lip poster, the picture of the lip you posted the other day. I thought it was from the like the quarry or that sand lot that we all built in. But then the second photo was from your house, I think, right?
Yes.
So they were probably both lips were from your house, the rotten lips.
Yep. I was talking to Chase about that. He's like, "What are you going to resurrect it?" And I totally thought like I could just like scoot down there and maybe throw a sheet of plywood on the 20-footer, bust it out, like do a little time lapse because I saw you did that in your pump track video. Like if you do a time lapse in your YouTube video, it's gold.
Well, people like I love watching them. Who doesn't love watching a time lapse of a job getting done? It feels like you did something without having to move.
That's just like our instant gratification of today's culture. Like you don't have time to watch it in real time.
When are you going to come out? when you coming out to stay here, Jeff?
Let me I don't know. Woodward looks so sick.
This is where you're gonna stay.
Nice.
Then we roll out right here. Drop into
the weather there is perfect. I can't believe it's still light out too.
Yeah. No, we got a sweet window. That's why I pushed this back, because it went blue for a minute and there was awesome yeah, really good light.
All right, I think we might have a special surprise guest coming on, but I can't tell you who it is yet. I'll give you a hint. He's not a YouTuber. All of a sudden, everybody's just going to go away.
There goes the list.
How funny would it be if you did a YouTube series where, like, you just invite different guests on, but you don't tell, like, you call it like a dinner party.
Yeah.
And I don't say that's like you and, well, you like everybody, but imagine if it was like you and somebody you hated.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you just turn it on, you're like, oh shit. And then you can't go off because you got to be like polite and PC.
Love the drama, don't you?
But you're like, oh my God, I can't stand Aaron Chase. And now I'm stuck on here with him. That'd be pretty funny.
Jeff loves the drama.
I could think of some really, really funny ones. If anybody could think of some funny combos, comment them and I'll see if you can see what I'm guessing. I think that would be pretty awesome though.
Give me 1 second, all right? I'm gonna look for something. I'm gonna look for something.
I gotta carry this whole show by myself?
All right, never mind.
No. The surprise guest is joining. He's just setting up. I don't know what he's setting up. Maybe he's setting up a blue screen or something like that. Yeah, he stays setting up. So
yeah, so this has got to be the longest you've been home in what, 30 years?
Oh yeah. It's like what's that George Clooney movie, Up in the Air, where he's just traveling all the time?
I never actually saw that movie. I need to.
That's a really good movie. That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a whole van revision. Did not make a YouTube video about it.
No way.
I redid my garage. I didn't make a YouTube video about it.
That's the funny thing is you start like huh? Oh, I was gonna look for the poster of him. Yeah. Never mind. You want to say hi, Milo? Where's Owen? Do you want to say hi? Kids don't want to say hi.
Fine, kids. I didn't want to say hi either.
No. What I was saying was,
come over here and say hi to Uncle Jeff.
Every project, you're like, I should do.
Dude, literally every project.
Oh, I can't do that until I film it.
Dude, every project, I'm like, this would be sweet, and I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Every time I build a new bike, I'm like, I just want to ride this thing. I want to make a video. And I'm like, that's why I'm a terrible YouTuber.
It's good to be able to call it, where sometimes you just pick the good ones and then you just get stuff done outside of that, for sure. Because it's easy to fall into the trap of I'm filming everything and then you're never not filming. And then you're just dealing with gigs and hard drives and then you got to edit.
Somebody just asked if there's a wood entrance being built on Upper Dominion. I don't think anything is being built on Upper Dominion right now. But maybe might have an answer to that soon. I don't know.
Mark Tremaine.
Oh yeah, maybe. Mark did not ask that. So I made a video, it's probably a month ago now, that I really thought was going to be like YouTube gold. And it tanked so hard. It was unbelievable.
Which one was it?
My gravel bike video. I thought for sure like every gravel person would be like, oh, dude, gravel. And literally nobody watched it.
You think gravel's out?
It's still fun. I don't know. I think gravel's trending down. E-bikes are trending up.
I think Well, I think the cars are off the road now, so road biking is safe again, first of all.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, I think gravel's still rad out here. I find myself riding the gravel bike more than the road bike because everything starts pavement here and then ends up in gravel and dirt roads. So yeah,
I've been riding that thing a bunch. I think it's fun, and then plus like I'm like riding by myself and whatever, and like you could just go on a trail with your gravel bike, and then it's all sketchy all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And, you know, and you don't have to like do something super dangerous. Like the same old trails, like impossible on a bike with stupid curled handlebars.
Totally. That's the Kurt Voorhees theory, where you remember when he stopped racing World Cup downhill because he's like the speeds that I have to go to make my World Cup downhill bike feel fun,
right?
Kill me. So if I ride the same stuff on a enduro bike, I can go slower, get the same feelings, and be way safer.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
What's up? I emailed you a link. I think our guest didn't get the point. Let's see. I can't say it out loud because you're a surprise guest.
I got to say, the suspense is killing me.
I sent it to your Hotmail address, M-A-L-E. Is it not Hotmail, M-A-L-E? Yeah, I sent it to your Hotmail.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
Dude, Chris Clark still has AOL.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for real. This person said they just logged on to AOL the other day. I know, the delay is crazy.
Jeff, surprise guest.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
She doesn't want to be on camera.
I got my daily get up on. Sweatpants.
Nice. I know everybody's commenting that silence. Here, I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to keep talking to Porter.
Yeah, I don't get any comments on this one.
Oh, you don't see the comments?
No, where are they? Oh, live comments.
You see them on the side? Are you looking at
no?
A ScreenYard as well?
Yeah, but it was clicked on private chat.
Yo, did you find that link yet?
Yeah, I got the link. I'm just trying to get it to work now.
All right, he's just trying to get it to work. It's very complicated. You got to click it.
48.
I gotta wear earbuds.
I remember.
No, you don't have to wear earbuds. Porter's going rogue.
Should I get
I'm just wearing earbuds because I'm flexing because I have them.
He's giving me a hard time.
I'm sure Porter could dig up some Skull Candy headphones somewhere.
So when I was doing the math the other day, when someone was asking how old you are. George. So when I was doing the math the other day, when someone was asking how old you are. George. Hi. When I was doing the math the other day. You gotta pull YouTube, George. Someone asking how old you are. What?
Oh, turn off your YouTube, George, and just keep on the StreamYard thing.
I'm working on it.
Oh, turn off your YouTube, George, and just keep on the StreamYard thing. There you go.
Uh-huh. So Jeff, I was saying, I was remembering your 40th birthday party at Sea Otter.
I know, right?
And Abbott.
Kelly.
That was fun. Yeah, Kelly and Abbott were there. That was a good party.
A lot of people were there. All right. Do we have any Mountain Creek locals in the house? Because we have George Ryan, the trail boss of Mountain Creek Bike Park. George, somebody was just asking me if you're building a wooden entrance to Dominion.
I ain't building.
I said you're not really building anything right now. But is that even in the works?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, there's nothing in the works at the moment. I am building stuff in my backyard, which is fun. So,
what's going on with the sideburns? Is that like
I can get them during quarantine?
Is that going with the whole Jack Nicholson? Wait, yeah, The Shining. Is that going with that theme?
No, I just wanted to see how long they would get before quarantine ended, and
It's like your version of a playoff beard.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people you could add on here.
Porter, did you see that link I put in the comments before?
No.
There is a YouTube channel called MTB, and it's all the old like match video zines, Chain Reactions, New Worlds.
Really?
Cranks. Yeah, they're like all there.
Sick.
And it's just called MTB?
Yeah, that's the name of the user or the channel or something.
They got in early. They got in the ground floor of YouTube.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It's like all the old videos.
That is cool. I've got VHSs of them in the closet here.
Yeah, I've got a bin of VHS tapes in my garage right here.
I don't have a VCR though.
Even if you had a VCR, it's impossible to hook it up.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Like every single TV just has like, oh shit, a double?
Yeah, it's a VCR and DVD. I got my TV up there.
Oh my god. I don't think anybody out here knows the struggle of making, like when I used to make trials tapes when I first started, like you used to, like if you had the sick VCR, you could hit pause like over and over and over to do slow motion. And if you had like a good one, you could do it like fairly smooth, but like you had to do it like you had to sit there and hit it. Not like nowadays where you just like throw in an iMovie and just pump it out.
Yep. No, I remember I learned how to edit with 2 VCRs. You know what I have on VHS? I have a Cam Zink demo tape from when he was like 15.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a Lars Tribute demo tape.
Nice.
From when he was 15? Was it like done on a rock?
He was probably already 30 at that point.
Exactly.
Lars's yard is sick. He's got that treehouse ramp thing.
His yard is running really good. I was there in the fall, and it was pretty sweet. And then all the pictures he's been posting look pretty awesome.
Yeah, that
tree. So George, as far as quarantine, you're fully locked down.
Me?
Have you left your house, George?
Me?
Other than your yard, have you left your property?
Just to get pizza on Fridays.
You don't go mountain biking by yourself? Nothing?
No, because I am watching the kids every day. Because Amy's still crazy busy with work.
Oh, gotcha.
And I also don't want to get hurt and go to the hospital.
Right.
So, but I'm going to build a pump track in my yard.
That's a real defeatist attitude.
Yeah. I still crash pretty hard, so.
I friggin' ate it the other day at Port Jervis so bad, doing just like, because it's always in the back of your mind, and like you're always like, don't do anything crazy, just like take it easy, blah blah blah. And I'm riding down this trail, and I'm not even trying anything. I'm just like cruising. You ever ride there, George?
I have not ridden there yet. Just the pump track there.
Okay, so there's this like mellow XC downhill trail, and I'm just like riding. I'm not doing anything crazy because we're under quarantine and whatever. And you get to the very, very, very end, and there's a tiny rock. And like instead of like taking the trail down to the fire road, like a 10-foot little very mellow drop in, I thought I was just gonna like pop off this rock and like wall ride the side a little bit. And there's a gutter, and the gutter, it's a dirt gutter, but it was full completely with leaves, so it just all looked flat. So I said I was gonna just do like a little jib, and I wall rode, stuffed my front wheel, and pile drove myself into the fire road so hard. Like I couldn't even believe it. It hurt really bad. And, like if anybody was walking by, like you just come flying out of the woods, just like body slam yourself into the street.
You're just laying
like
there,
so stupid. Yeah.
Thinking, what do I do now?
Yeah.
George, I remember, I'm trying to remember where it was, but I always remember you saying that you should try to not stop with your face.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
That's because I always broke my wrist when I was younger. So instead of put my hands out, I put out my face.
That's what it was. You're saving your wrists
Yeah.
and using your face as brakes. I couldn't remember what that was from, but it always makes me laugh.
I don't remember either, but I said it a lot.
Yeah.
It's not a bad strategy, and as we could see, he used it quite a bit. Oh, burn!
So
when's the last time When's the last time you guys talked?
I don't even know. When was the last event you were at? That's probably the only place I would have seen you. I went to Highland like 3 years ago for closing weekend.
I might have.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think I was there for that one. Ever since we wrecked the place for closing weekend, we haven't gone back up there. Or we've gone back up there. We've gone back up for a closing weekend party.
Yeah. Smooth Talk said George Ryan's cut off.
You did donuts in the parking lot and spelled MCBP with your truck, like doing burnouts in the parking lot?
No, me and Mark Hayes at like midnight probably were trying to start a motorcycle inside the lodge. And we spent like 20 minutes kickstarting it, and then we finally realized that we didn't have the key.
Nice.
I was standing at the bar, and then a police officer came in right next to me and ripped the liquor license right off the wall because the party was getting so wild.
That reminds me of when we were in Cleveland with Ebbett. And he told the cop, "You're nothing without that badge." And the guy ripped the badge off his own shirt, threw it down, and shoved Ebbett. And I was just standing there eating pizza, and I was like, "Is this standard procedure?" And he had the taser pointed at Ebbett's head, and he was like, "Yes." And he was so triggered.
I remember that.
That's awesome. Ebbett loved starting fights he definitely couldn't finish. How about the was it Mount Snow with Lopes?
Yeah. Yeah. I was there. I caught the tail end of that. I saw just like when Lopes was literally ready to rip his head off.
Yeah, like how is that ever going to work out in Kyle's advantage?
That's not going to end well.
I mean, Lopes might not have been able to reach like the head blows, but
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he would have smashed him.
So George, what do you got going in your backyard?
I have some dirt jumps. I think there's 5 jumps. Today I just started building like an actual start deck for it. So I'm gonna hopefully get that up in the next few days. And then I'm trying to find a cheap or free excavator rental. And I'm gonna build a pump track so I have something mellow to ride, and then also so my kids can ride it.
You can't just grab the Mountain Creek machines while they're closed?
No.
Just drive them home. Nobody will know.
Yeah. Nobody's on the roads. Just
If I still lived in Vernon, I could do it.
Oh, where are you at?
In Sparta, just down the road from Jeff.
Oh, nice.
Sparta's the place to be.
So how's the does anyone ride that dirt quarry anymore?
Yeah. Actually, one of the Mountain Creek Trail Crew kids, Josh, he just started working on that spot in the fall, and then more recently, the past few weeks, and it's
George
running.
I do want to point out that I started that project just in typical Jeff fashion. I didn't finish it because there was a whole bunch of 20-something-year-olds, non-quarantine people hanging out, and it got too busy. So then I had to like duck out. But I probably put the first shovel in the dirt there to get it going.
Not the second, just the first.
Just not the second. Yeah. I mean, you got to start a movement. I mean, but it's, George came there and was riding, and he was killing it. Like
that place was
second run in like a year and didn't miss a beat.
How much stuff was learned there? That place, that's where I learned flares.
Yeah, I learned flares there, front flips, flipping a hip. I finally landed a tail whip there after like 8 years of trying to learn that.
I learned flares only because I never learned how to flip a hip. That was my goal, was I'm going to flip this hip because Chase is flipping it and George is flipping it and it looks sick. And then I think I pulled out to flat or something. And then I'm like, I'm better off just doing a flare. And then I called Joe Preisel and I was like, hey, Joe, how do I do a flare? And he told me over the phone.
I was there with you that day learning them. I remember you called him. And I think you landed one, then like 2 tries later, I landed one.
Yeah. And I still never learned how to flip a hip.
No.
And then I stopped doing flares because I stopped. I didn't want to deal with replacing my back wheel all the time. Like they're great.
That was on a 26. Imagine now on a 29er, you definitely fold them.
Yeah, right. My dirt jumper is still 26.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is too.
I should do them on that Inspired. That'd be a good one to do it on. The 24-inch. Build the wheels up.
Yeah.
That'd be the bike to do it on. I got a quarter pipe. I need to put a dirt landing next to it. It's a quarter to dirt landing, but the dirt landing is on the left side and I flare to the right. So
gonna have to go switch.
Alley-oop flare.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look rad actually.
McDuff does those, right? They look super weird.
I was just trying to think of who does those because I remember seeing them recently.
Chase does them.
Yeah, that's
Chase too?
I thought Chase did them. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't.
George, did you see the pictures? Did you see the pictures from my backyard that I posted on Instagram yesterday or the day before?
No, I'll look right now.
It's probably gone because it was a story. I'm gonna text it to you though. if it didn't disappear, this stuff like literally just crumbled and disintegrated.
I can't remember. You know what, George? I can't remember what video. I was putting together a video. Maybe it was. I think it was the backyard tour video I was doing, and I was trying to find B-roll of Jeff's house, and I couldn't find anything. But I found your video. You have a video online that I pulled some video from riding his yard, and I pulled a quick clip from that. But it was, I think it was on YouTube. Because you were uploading stuff to you, like a bunch of stuff, like rad stuff, like 8 years ago or something, right?
Yeah. I've got a few videos from Jeff's yard on my YouTube channel, and I think it might have been last winter I started going through all my old videos and just uploading them onto YouTube. Because back in the day, I think I was using Vimeo more.
Yeah.
You always were a big Vimeo guy.
Yeah. Yeah. For a while, it was better.
And it was you could use whatever music too. They didn't have at the time YouTube would just pull it down if you didn't have copyrighted or if you didn't have music rights. Whereas Vimeo, you could run whatever music and get away with it.
Yeah. Now it's opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. I only put stuff on YouTube that I'm sending to someone with like a private link or whatever for just transferring footage to people.
Yeah, we should check out that MTV channel. They're some of the match video zines. It's got some of the Links Jam stuff.
Oh, sick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's what it was. It was your video from Links Jam.
Okay.
Jeff,
I pulled some old Links Jam last week because I made a video taking Jack to Port Jervis.
Yeah.
And
that was rad.
I used the sound clip of him going jump jam. Little throwback, and then now he's like literally taller than you guys.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, George. I just saw on Instagram that the Spring Classic got pushed back to July.
Yep.
That's positive.
Known that for a couple weeks, but yeah, hopefully that
breaking news, old man.
It was just made public today. Yeah, hopefully that's still a thing come July.
Yeah, it's super weird planning. I don't have anything planned right now because you can't like depend on anything. Who knows if anything's happening this year?
I don't know. I mean, I hope something happens.
Yeah, I mean, how do you? Yeah, I hope so too. I hope it all gets back to what it's back to normal. But who knows? Yeah, it's just weird not having anything booked or any events or any plans right now. Even film trips, like there's nothing, just because you can't say with words.
I think George could speak to the same thing. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, living in New Jersey, we're so close to like the worst place ever, but I don't really feel it that much in Sparta,
Yeah.
But it's only an hour away. Like, I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere in Utah, so like,
yeah,
you would never know the difference. But George and I are like 60 miles from New York City, where it's like literally ground zero, and it's terrible. Crazy. But I don't really see it that much, so it doesn't really feel real. Almost like
it is crazy. It feels like that.
George doesn't even leave the house, so he doesn't know.
No, when I drive to go get pizza, and like you see the supermarket parking lots full, and still people.
I'll tell you what, George. Every single meme that you see, like people who haven't exercised since 1987, and then Corona hits, and then they show like Matt, like that's literally before they shut down the state parks and stuff around here. Like I was at Kittatinny State Park 2 weekends ago or whatever before they finally like shut it down, and there was a woman doing a kettlebell workout in the middle of the grass field. Like that's so extra, it's unbelievable. Like
you have to like get that out of your house, like, in your car.
You carried your kettlebells to the middle of a park to do a workout, and it's already like completely packed.
Yeah,
like I've never seen the place more packed. Like it's awesome to see people. It's awesome to see people getting out and doing stuff, but I don't know. They just overdid it.
And then George is just like, so you mean I have to do what I always wanted to do anyway?
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's funny that it's making people do what they should have been doing anyway, like spend more time with their kids and go ride their bikes and play outside and work a little bit less,
Yeah,
that's the upsides of it. And then, who knows? It's crazy. We're still open here. The state parks are open, the trails are open, but you can only go to the state parks in the county that you live in. So for me, Wasatch County, they're even checking at the gates before you park. Like check your
really?
Where do you live? Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So it's like staycation only.
It's getting so crowded, like everywhere.
Dave Van Wert is on here. What's up? We got all the trail bosses on. George, Dave.
What's up, Jonathan?
Dave is the legendary jungle habitat trail builder around here. George, the other day, since you're under quarantine, can't ask you, but I was riding my bike. Porter, tell me what you think, since you're like an official YouTuber now. George is a YouTuber now too, but so I was riding my bike.
He was before we were.
George has been YouTubing before it's cool. And so I'm riding my bike and I smashed my rotor. So I had to take my rotor off of my bike. And then I still ended up riding my bike out of the woods, but I had no rotor on my bike because I just figured it was faster than walking or whatever. Yeah. So then I started thinking I think it would be a pretty funny or interesting YouTube video if you go to a place. So like say me, you, and George, but I was thinking Dave Van Wert and John because they like riding technical train and shit like that. But say you go with 3 friends. So me, you, and George go to a trail, and you get a deck of cards, and one card is no front brake, one card is no rear brake, and then I can't decide should the other one be like no dropper or no gears or something like that. But then like imagine we go to Mountain Creek and like we go to the top of like Exodus or something. You pull the no front brake card, and you got to ride with no front brake and see how well you do. And I got to do it with no rear brake, and Porter's got to do it without a drop in a seat post.
That'd be exciting.
And you just see like who does better, and then it's kind of random, so it's not like Porter is better than me or whatever. Because like I have no front brake, you have no dropper post. Like it's just random. Whoever draws the deck of the card, you're like, oh shit, I got to ride that super steep trail with no rear brake or something. Or I can't drop my seat post or whatever. I thought it'd be kind of funny.
No, that'd be a fun one. You'd have to do it somewhere not death defying.
Right. Just something like really technical but not dangerous. Yeah.
Right. No, that'd be fun.
So maybe that's not a good example of a trail, but you know what I mean? Like just something like
I get what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
No, that'd be
that
fun.
Was one idea. And then the other idea I had was But then we never got to do it at Sedona Fat Tire Festival. I want to make a video to figure out whether or not Trail Boss beer makes you a better rider. And set up like an obstacle course, like, but it's inconsequential, but
hold
like,
on, are you saying, are you trying to say whether or not your merchandise makes
Trail Boss beer? Trail Boss beer makes you a better rider.
Oh.
So you go someplace like a grass field or something, and you set up like, nothing that you're gonna die on, but like a gap jump and a skinny and like a bunny hop or whatever, and like you do it and you see what your score is and you chug a beer, and then you do it again and you chug another beer, and then like you see who can continue doing it the best, the longest.
Nice. I think you get better for 1 or 2 laps, and then you start, and then you go downhill quickly.
Oh, nice. That's a negative. No.
That's ever narcissism.
So Jeff, what I was going to look for
who's
is
the guy on the cover? Is that Ian Molt?
Yeah.
What do you think happened to Ian Molt?
I have no clue.
Yeah, no idea.
Dylan Corba, remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like an architect now. It's like doing grown-up stuff.
Ryan Senechal's
what a loser. Is he what?
Ryan Senechal's an arborist.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Yeah, running chainsaws and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think the beer lap, I think you'd get better for a couple, and then you'd get way worse.
Yeah, I think it'd be like playing darts or pool or whatever. It's like a bell curve. Like you suck, then you get good, and then you like suck.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And with bowling and beer.
Exactly.
Yep. So that thing I was going to look for earlier, Jeff, was it was a cover of the VHS Keep It Real, and then you signed it telling me in your signature to keep it real, just for a secondary reminder.
Wait, was it Keep It Real or was it Keeping It Real?
Oh, maybe it was
my video was Keeping It Real, but then the discrepancy was then who the heck was it? It was Voorhees' buddy did a video. Keep It Real.
Yeah.
I have that video right here. I'm looking at it on VHS.
Who did it?
No, it was Matt
Collins.
Matt Collins, yeah.
Keep It Real.
And that was the video that video is sick.
Yeah.
I mean, yours was good, but
keep it is even better.
No, I think that was the one you saw.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
And then one of them, another one, you signed it and then wrote your digits on it, so we could ride when you were coming to either I was coming up to New Jersey or you were going to Louisville or something like that.
That's how I used to collaborate back in the day.
Yeah,
rotary phone. Just gave you my rotary phone number. It's probably like a regular landline.
Yeah. No, that was rad. Those trials contests were so fun though, because we do the trials contest, which was, whatever. But then the street riding at nights.
The first time we ever met was at that contest in Indiana?
Yeah, Lafayette, Indiana, right?
Yeah, and then we went to Purdue and whatever, right?
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was rad.
I was like digging through old shit like last week or something, and I found like that one line from Purdue where I did like a bunny hop that I still don't understand how I ever even did it. It was like the highest. Like I look at it, I'm like, I don't understand how I ever did that. It was like onto this like big like metal thing, and then I gapped some handrails. I think it was in a Chain Reaction video. Might have been in like Chain Reaction 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the first place.
There was so much wild stuff that you're like, why did I do that? Or how did I do that? And
especially on those bikes.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, is those bikes were haggard. They've gotten so much better.
George, what's your bike going to be this year?
What?
What's your bike going to be this year? That Evil?
Yeah, I've got the 29er Evil. It's all in pieces right here.
Oh, shit. Is that a 150?
It's 165, 61,
Oh, wow.
something like that. 29er.
And a 180 front?
I did a 190 front.
Oh, nice.
A boxer.
You said 29-inch?
Yeah.
That thing's a monster truck.
Yeah, it's sick. It feels like a 27.5 downhill bike.
Huh, that's cool. Yeah, Creek is so rocky. Might as well.
Yeah, I can't ride there without a downhill bike too often.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't ride my downhill bike much anymore. It's fun, but I don't know. I just end up pedaling more these days.
Do you what's the downhill bike you have?
It's the same Diamondback one that we made when Kelly was around and that he rode in Rampage and stuff. It's a 27.5, just 8-inch travel front and back downhill bike.
So the modern 29ers are probably slacker lower than that anyway, right?
It's like, I think it's 63 head angle. So it's current geometry. Really? Yeah, it was good geometry.
Oh, that's sweet.
But yeah, I don't know. If I was setting it up again right now, I'd probably try a 29-inch front wheel on the front. That seems like the way to go. Nice. And then 27.5 on the back, so you can still manual and have fun and not hit your ass on your tire every time you get on something steep, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I saw a really funny video. I think he posted on his Instagram page, but the guy that is a really, really good rider, but also our main fabricator at Reeb, Adam Procyse, he has a 29-inch dirt jumper that he built himself. And it's pretty sick. Like, it has an integrated seat post with a pivotal mount on the top. Yeah. So, like, it's all super stealth, like really low. If you ever saw that ridiculous hardtail that I ride, it's even lower than that. So it's this really sick custom 29er dirt jumper. And he was riding at his property the other day, like the Reeb Ranch West, and he was doing this really good, like crazy technical manual line. And on the last roller, I guess he got a little bit too low and he was going kind of fast and he bumped his ass on a tire and it just sucked everything into the seat. And it hit it so hard that it made him almost flip over the handlebars. Oh. And he said it was like a disaster down there for weeks. Like, they messed himself up pretty good. But all because he was going fast and he just sat into a little bit too low and it just burped him forward and it bucked him over the bars practically, and like, it was bad.
That sounds horrible. So in college, my friend Corey, we were dirt jumping, and you remember the V-brakes with the crossover line that was like, that much above the tire, like the crossover cable on V-brakes. It was just above the tire. Anyway, he cased a jump, and the same thing, sat down on his tire, and both of them just went boom, boom, right under the V-brake line, and then he was stopped, and it's stuck under there because you can't even get it out. We had to drop his wheel out to get the.
I've heard of that from BMXers, like back in the day when I used to be on the Schwinn team and I would ride with all those guys. Like, they said that was like a common, because like they used to ride vert with super high seats. Yeah. Like, not like nowadays. And that was common to like come in and land between your frame and the tire. And sometimes you got to like let air out of the tire to remove yourself from the bike.
Thing ever. And he was dirt jumping in basketball shorts too, so I learned to never wear basketball shorts. Only jeans.
Oh my God. Yeah, I got stuck between my seat and tire, but it was like my thigh. It wasn't the nether region. I had to.
I got my foot in between the fork and the front wheel once.
Chase did that with his lefty at TJ's house in Moab. So you remember TJ in Moab works at Poison Spider? He was he had a dirt bowl in his backyard with this guy Crash. It was Crash's house, and Chase tried to foot jam nose pick on the top of the quarter on the dirt bowl, and his foot pushed all the way through. And I think I feel like they ended up getting, like, there was a fire truck there to help cut it out or something like that. I can't remember.
Shut up! No,
I don't think they could get it out for whatever reason.
Really?
Yeah. We'll have to ask Chase sometime, but his leg was like super stuck in between his front wheel and his lefty. And then we were all just like, yeah, I shouldn't run a lefty.
Like, I'm going to test out a banner. You can just do that anytime somebody says something, and you're like, I'm calling BS.
Just
Making it go away. All right, fellas.
All right,
George, I didn't tell you earlier. I was telling Porter that Chase wanted to get a group phone call going, or whatever, live stream going, and like play some of the old videos.
Yeah, I
reminisce.
I gave him that idea.
Yeah. Well, then there you go.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. We want to do like a commentary on like counterparts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's replay the segment where I was completely hungover, super pissed, sleeping on my couch in the back of Chris Clark's van, and you guys kept shooting bottle rockets at me. And I was like literally ready to kill somebody.
There was so much stuff that we did that didn't end up hurting anybody. It wasn't that big of a deal, but you could never, ever do it now.
No.
Like, what trip did we go on that didn't involve bottle rockets?
I don't think any.
None.
Do you remember, George, remember that Asheville street comp with like the dude driving his Jeep up on the front steps, and we were doing beer bongs, and then somehow like we tackled Hampton into the mud puddle. You were at that, were you?
I don't think I was there at that one, but I remember hearing the story about Hampton.
Porter, you were, right?
I wasn't. I never went to Asheville for that thing.
You didn't come to the Asheville Urban Decay? That was like, that was in the counterparts video when we were, it was me, Chase, Ebbett, Chris Clark. It's got to be somebody else. Like, we all drove down to Asheville.
I don't think so. I don't remember ever going to Asheville for a contest, and I don't remember. I never went to the Virginia one either. The Richmond or whatever.
River Rock.
River Rock. Yeah. Never made it to that one either.
Oh man, that was really funny. We went to this. There was like this urban free ride comp in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And then the promoters, probably Joe Haley. Joe Haley was there competing, because Joe Haley always had a knack for like randomly showing up at shit and doing awesome. But you'd be like at this thing, and you'd be like, yeah, it could be like a speed trials, and you're like, oh, I got this one. And then like, oh shit, Joe Haley shows up. Could be a street comp. You're like, I got this. And you're like, oh, cool, Joe. Like, always out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's a street comp. It was a street comp, and it was super fun. It was like a run through downtown Asheville, and then I guess like to decide the winner was a speed trials or something. And there's some kind of wacky thing that Chris Clark ended up beating me, but he should not have beaten me. Like, I'm calling BS. He should not have beaten me. But anyway, we go, and it was super fun. And then they, like, all the promoters invite us to this house party, and it's me and Hampton and Chase and Ebbett, and we're just trying to be like respectful guests, like whatever. And we're keeping it together, and we're doing a really good job, like keeping it pro. And then next thing you know, somebody's like doing beer bongs. And then like the frat guy in me starts coming out, and I'm like, I know I could do that beer bong better. I got to do the beer bong. And then it's like, let's get Chase to do one, and Hampton to do one, and Clark and whatever. And then the next thing you know, it starts raining like crazy. And I don't know, there was like a huge mud puddle, and somebody probably Ebbett thought it would be funny to throw Hampton in it. So he throws Hampton in it. And then all those guys figured it would be funny to try to get me in it. And it literally took like Chase, Ebbett, Hampton, Clark, all those guys couldn't get me in it. But they were doing all kinds of like cheap shots and stuff. So then I got kind of pissed, and I tackled Hampton and put him in the mud puddle. And he reached back and took I got to see which side this thing is. He reached in the water, grabbed some mud, and stuck it over his shoulder right in my face. And I remember taking the back of his head and fully submerging it into the mud. And he was like so pissed. And then we were all completely covered with mud. We went back to the hotel, and we like probably looked like a tribe, like just all covered with mud, like walking through the lobby of the hotel. It was like a disaster.
That's awesome.
It was a good one. So then when you watch when you watch Counterparts, and there's like this segment of like my segment, and it shows me like asleep and like looking up, like aggravated. That was because I was on the back of the couch, like death hangover. On my I took a couch out of my house to do this road trip and put it in Chris Clark's van so that we could have like a place to sit. And then it just got like completely trashed. They were like shooting bottle rockets off in the van. It was burning my couch and everything, and I was getting super triggered. So that was the story behind that opening shot of Counterparts.
That was back in the you were
that's when
watches. You were into watches those days. No timepieces. Is that what they are?
that was probably after my time. I think the timepiece thing was like Schwinn days.
You still can't say timepiece without sounding like a douche.
Oh, totally. No, I remember like when I did my first poster for Schwinn, I was like super pumped because it was a fisheye and my tag was like in the center, like the most prominent thing of the whole shot. So I was trying to be like Sean Palmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then we stopped on the way, and that's when Ebbett did a pegless handrail down like some rail in Virginia, I think. I still drive past the rest stop all the time, and I still think of him all the time.
Yeah, I remember him sending me that. Being super pumped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rad.
Not on a phone because we probably all had like flip phones back then.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey Porter, speaking of Iron Horse, do you recognize this?
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's the front end of one of my bikes.
Yep.
Nice.
I use that as my crown race setter for tapered forks.
That's what I have the same thing. Although awesome. mine's a carbon fiber front end. It's probably like a $3,000 headset setter. But I broke a frame and I just sawed it off, and I have just the head tube, and I slam it down.
Yeah,
it's perfect. Just leave a bearing in there, right?
Jeff, that head tube came off in your backyard.
Oh, really?
What did you do? What's the story? I kind of remember it, but I don't.
I think it was an over-rotated flip, and I threw the bike, and it landed front wheel first, and it snapped back.
Yeah, nice. I never broke a head tube on one of those. Trying to think of what the last head tube. I had a spooky metal head, and that head tube snapped off.
Oh.
And I had a mountain cycle, like I don't know, midnight, like maybe like 97 or something like that.
No,
the hardtail.
Oh,
do you remember how cool those were then? Like with the monocoque front end, and it broke right in the middle of the mountain cycle logo, like I don't know, 6 inches down from the head tube, just right in the middle of that big monocoque section.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that's the only head tubes I've snapped off. I've had a bunch crack, but I caught the cracks before having it snap off when I didn't want it to.
You better knock on wood, Porter.
Yeah, serious.
I never had a head tube snap off.
What have I done? I bent a bunch of forks a long time ago. Stuff doesn't break that much anymore. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I ripped
on wood.
Yeah. But generally speaking,
bikes are pretty good nowadays.
Pretty good, yeah.
Like I'm sure I'll go like ruin something tomorrow, but like I don't even like I'll get a set of I9 wheels and not even take a spoke wrench to them all year.
Yeah.
Like literally, like they're just like perfect.
Yeah, they last forever. It's ridiculous. The hubs are, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. We're in a good spot.
I remember doing trials back in the day, and like you would just be like, well, I could do this move, or I could taco my. I remember doing a competition in Spokane, Washington, in like 95 or 96, and you had to side hop off this shed roof onto like a dirt side landing, and like I think the first time through I didn't do it because I knew that would wreck my bike, and we had to do 2 laps. So like somehow the first time I like skipped it and I just took 5 points, and then the second time through I was like doing pretty well. Like I might have even been like in first place or something, or we always said first American back in the day because Libor and Hans were there. So like, you know, you might get third place, but you tell everybody, oh, it's first American.
Yeah.
So I think I was like up for first American, you know, and I went up on the roof and I was like, I know that my wheel's completely going to taco. There's literally no way around it because I'm 220 pounds. Like it is going to taco. And you had to like drop off the side of this roof onto like a side gravelly landing. And then the exit was probably like 10 feet away. And I remember I dropped off, my wheel completely folded. Everything was smashed into the ground, but my feet were still on the pedals. And I hopped my destroyed bike out and like did it without getting points. And the bike was wrecked. Like it was completely wrecked.
Your wheels folded over. And
it was complete. Yeah, it was like an L. And I was just like hopping it to the exit.
That's so
because shit used to break all the time.
Yeah.
It used to break all the time.
You remember, and you used to take your wheel off and smash it to bend it back straight before you even drew it?
Yeah, like George, that Mountain Creek thing the other day had like taco to wheel. It's like, who tacos a wheel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was it? The Mountain Creek Bingo. Yeah.
Mountain Creek Bingo. One of the things was like fold the wheel. And of course Hanson got it. He had an overachiever, Hanson.
Yeah, I haven't tacoed a wheel in so long.
No, everything used to break. Yeah.
The worst, my worst bike accident or like bike destruction thing was 2 weeks ago riding at Port Jervis. It might have been longer. I lose track of time now because I'm inside all the time.
From the road splat?
It was probably like a month ago because it was literally the first. So I got a brand new bike in Sedona. I rode it for 3 days. I went back out there a few weeks later, got my van, came back. So this was literally the fourth ride, riding with my brand new bike, brand new XTR build kit. I was riding, my front tire flipped up a huge piece of shale, like the size of a pizza, stood it up and just ripped off my derailleur and like sent it into the spokes, the fourth ride ever. It was like perfect. Like it still had like the original grease on it. And I flipped up perfect, like huge rock, just ripped right off. Like total freak accident. I was so bummed.
Yeah. And then you're like, I'm gonna have to send a whole nother email to get another one of these.
No, because then it's like you don't, because then it's like you feel like a jerk right now. Like,
yeah,
I will send that email at some point, but I just figured I'd wait till things calm down a little bit.
Can you imagine if you bought a new XTR derailleur and then fourth ride in you destroy it?
Yeah,
like that sucks.
That really sucks.
Yeah. I haven't even wrecked a derailleur in many years.
George, you look like the singer from Fall Out Boy.
Nice.
With the sideburn. What's his name?
I have no clue what his name is.
Somehow the bass player whatever gets all the credit for that band. Remember he was like dating his sister?
What?
Pete Wetzel or Wenzel or Pete. What was it? Come on, you guys know.
I've never listened to them.
Hold on.
I've never listened to Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, same.
Yes, you did. Come on.
Sorry. I'm in my garage.
They're like a windscreen, like a windjammer to cut down on the noise, like on a microphone for when you're going fast. Yeah.
Did you see hold on. I'm gonna pull up a good picture here.
How old are your kids?
Yeah. What's that?
How old are your kids now?
4 and 1 and 9 months.
There's George.
I got to go a little bit longer.
Turn your head.
I mean, George, if we're going quarantine, you need to just run that thing under the bottom and just run a helmet strap. And when people ask you, just say, "Oh, it's padding for my helmet strap."
Ooh. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah. That's
all right, guys.
Your quarantine cut, Jeff. Just cut the sides.
Yeah. Well, now it's growing. Everything's backwards. This is hard. I don't know. I just started cutting it one day. So I just went like, and then Jack cleaned it up a little bit for me.
Nice.
You should try it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I got to get the kids to bed, and I'm going to be up for another 4 hours editing.
Bummer.
Yeah.
George, you should start a YouTube channel. You could ride your bike for an hour and then spend 12 hours editing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I have a YouTube channel, and I actually am going to start doing some stupid quarantine videos with my.
All right, let's see.
It's a ton of work, but it's been more fun, way more fun than I thought too. It's cool to put stuff out that tells stories that weren't going to make it anywhere for whatever reason, and it's cool to get better at editing. So that's been rad. And I got to.
Is that you?
No.
Dude, George has 367,000 subscribers. What's your YouTube channel?
It's a good question.
George, show everybody your hand trick.
My what?
We have 35
Your
people
hand trick.
watching,
That was
so
your
we
profile.
should have.
Oh. Something like that?
Yeah, go vertical though.
That was always your hand. I thought it was your like.
I don't know what it
I thought
was.
it was that. It's your elbow.
Whatever it was, I poured beer into it, so it was all wet too. I think my YouTube.
Did you see that?
All of a sudden, I didn't feel very comfortable having that on both sides of my face.
Yeah. So what's your YouTube channel?
I think it is G30RG3 Ryan.
G30R.
Is that it?
That's how you typed in the AOL days.
Yeah.
You replaced letters with numbers.
See, that's how old my YouTube channel is.
I'm gonna do George Ryan MTB.
I found it. It was on there.
You did?
I mean, the other day I stole footage from it.
All right, there you go. So George, you have 476 subscribers. We have 26 people watching. You should be able to get over 500.
That's like 400 more than I thought I had. So
476, that's pretty good.
What's
I
that?
mean, when you don't have when you're not best buddies with Seth's bike hacks for that bump. Oh, didn't realize you were still on here, Porter.
Dude, you know obviously that helps. But when I started the last month of videos since this quarantine happened, I think people are watching more. And then I've been putting videos out every week, and they've been decent. It's been growing way quicker. Just saying.
They're decent. It's debatable.
They're good enough.
No, they actually are really good.
Yeah, no, I'm trying.
George, you just got 2 new subscribers. Come on, there's 30 people watching. Subscribe to George Ryan. George, how do you spell it again?
I just looked up George Ryan and bike, I think. Type in George Ryan bike, and then under the name, it's going to say George Ryan. Where is it? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this is the boost I need.
There we go. Just click on the one that says George Ryan. You got 44,000.
George Ryan gets evil.
Insurgent.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Yeah. That one right there. Subscribed.
Yeah, I'll start putting some more stuff up.
Look at this, guys. We're going way back. He's here from the NWA days.
NWD days.
All right. Probably some overlap, but NWA was before NWD.
Man, Jay Crapper doesn't want to subscribe because I haven't said anything.
There he goes. He speaks.
Let's see. Someone wonders how I get bored.
George, you got 481. You just got 5 subscribers.
Oh, my God.
Crushing.
So, George, how about this week you make a video about building dirt jumps in your yard, but do a time lapse. If you do a time lapse, it's like YouTube gold.
Okay.
So, George, if you want to be a YouTuber, build a manual machine.
No, thank you.
Have a pro teach you something. That's like the worst part about all this shit. And I was talking to Paul the punter the other day about that. Like this guy, Paul the punter, who has like this huge YouTube channel now. And he has Kyle Warner teach him how to do a wall ride. And he puts in the title, Pro MTVer teaches me how to wall ride. And I'm like, what do I get to say? What does Porter get to say? Can't say that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Hey,
Kind of
Jay Crapper subscribed.
yes.
Thanks,
So George, build a manual machine. I'm gonna tell you how to get to 10,000 subscribers.
why don't I just manual instead?
Because you need a machine. You need to make a time lapse of building the machine, and then you need to use the machine. So you need to build a manual machine.
They don't work.
Is this all one
You
video?
need-
Or 3 videos now.
You could make it. I mean, you have to make your videos over 10 minutes so that once you can monetize, and you can get 2 ads in there. So that's another YouTuber move. It has to be over 10 minutes. So make sure your video is over 10 minutes. I never make mine over 10 minutes, so I'm blowing it. But make it over 10 minutes. Well, first of all, start your video with, I'm giving you all the tips now. Start your video where you say you're going to teach somebody how to manual, but then do a complete hard 180 and then like cut to like a thing of you making, like cut to a thing of you like making bread or something. Like something completely random with nothing to do with what you were talking about. Because then you just make people sit through it. And then it's just like upping your watch time, and it helps your algorithm.
I like what Daily MTV Rider said for a title. Average mountain bike.
Ooh, yes.
How to
Yeah,
ride a
Josh,
work.
that dude. Josh has a really, 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 really good YouTube channel. And I like that dude a lot. That is freaking awesome. That's really funny.
What is gold? You got to.
I'm sure everybody watching this thing is already subscribed to Josh, but you should subscribe to Josh.
I don't know any of the mountain bike YouTubers.
Yeah, Josh is cool.
You know what's
like,
crazy?
Like he's cool.
You know what's cool about you?
You're cool. You're cool. You're cool. you're not cool.
It's crazy.
Cool.
It's a whole set of people that mountain bike that only get their mountain bike information from YouTube, basically, and they're not in the mountain bike industry or world, or they don't read the magazines or anything else. That they just get mountain bike information from YouTube. It's crazy. I had no idea that it existed until I started hanging out with Seth and you know, kind of figured that out, that this is a group of people, they just like to mountain bike and then they watch YouTube. And then there's the other group of people who are mountain biking all the time and have been doing it forever, that get their information from magazines and from whatever the other videos and websites are. But yeah, that was it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I get it now. It's cool.
That?
People are stoked. I said I get it now.
Oh, Daily MTB Rider got into mountain biking because of YouTubers. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. It's getting more people into the sport, which is rad, you know? And it's just a different place for people to get their information. And I think that's the coolest thing for me about doing stuff on YouTube is, like I said, all these ideas that I have and all this stuff to like tell people about, it's stuff that would never go anywhere otherwise. It would never, you know, it's stuff that would never be in mountain bike magazines or whatever. And now I can tell people, pass on tips about how to do stuff or just fun adventures that would just never be a full video for something, you know?
Right.
Oh, nice. Yeah. The National Parks Adventure. That was crazy. Yeah. So that was, we were filming for that movie and we were riding at Bartlett's Wash, and there's this big kind of hump, and I was riding on the edge of it, and I was going to turn and then drop in. And as I turned to drop in, a really thin shelf of rock collapsed and slid. And so my front wheel just pushed off, and I ended up just flying off of I don't know, it was probably about 8-foot cliff onto a flat slick rock landing, and tumbled and got up, and I was scratched my shoulder a little bit, but I had a pack on and I was fine. And as soon as I got up, I'm like, I'm fine. They looked at me and they're like, you're all good? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, can we use that? Because they were like, they knew it was gold. They're like, this is what we need for you got to have the crash in the video. But yeah, that was that was a crazy project to be a part of. That was, I don't know, that was probably the craziest project I've ever done. It was for IMAX. So they walked in a 400-pound IMAX camera out to Bartlett's Wash, and they had the, I can't remember what it was called, but they had the huge 60 millimeter reel-to-reel camera on the front of an A-Star helicopter that they would fly in and film us riding. And then not only that, but it was with Conrad Anker, who's my hero growing up, because I grew up rock climbing, and he's like the mountaineering legend. So yeah, that was a crazy thing to be a part of.
How long ago?
Did I ever tell you how I got that shoot, Jeff?
No.
So Vaughn Mashish, I was from Utah. Yeah, he was in the Jib videos and that stuff.
Oh, that or
Vaughn? No, not Vaughn.
Vaughn Williams.
Vaughn Williams. Yeah. Yeah. So he posted on Facebook. He's like, hey, he's like, are there any trials riders on that I'm friends with that would want to do a film shoot? And I just called him right away. I'm like, yep, I'm in. What is it? And this is 6 years ago or something. So I'm clearly not riding trials and hadn't ridden trials in 15 years at that point. But I got the number from him. I called the producers. They told me what they wanted to do. They sent me a video of someone on a mod trials bike hopping around on rocks in Moab. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I don't know, I probably could have if I put some time in. But I didn't want to do that. But then I talked them into changing the concept. Instead of being this crazy trials thing that no one could relate to of jumping around on rocks, that we do riding on, trails or riding on slick rock. So the rest of the crew could ride with me. And then if we went to Bartlett's, I could jump off the mushroom drop and drop into the toilet bowl and all that stuff.
Have you done that mushroom drop?
Yeah, I did it. I had to do it 25 times in a row for that shoot, and it was windy too.
25?
Yeah, because they were filming with this drone. They had a drone with a red Epic camera on it, so it was like a $100,000 octocopter with a gimbal with a red camera on it with a pilot and and then they had to shoot 4 different angles with the big reel-to-reel. I got pictures. Oh, dude! Oh, never mind. I didn't even have pictures. It's on. Look up Netflix, Jeff.
I believe you did. I just don't believe 25 times.
Dude, it was so windy too. We had to do it over and over and over.
I wish I could have the sound effect, George. That's like, oh yeah, from The Office. Oh yeah.
No, you should do it. It's not that bad.
I remember I probably haven't been to that thing. It was when RockShox first made the Sit or something like that. That's how long ago I was there. And I remember looking at that thing, but it was on a 26-inch bike when I never trail rode at all. I was full trials mode and I just faking it on a trail bike. And I was like, hell no, I'm not going off that thing.
No, not with the little bike like that.
Little 26er, yeah.
You know what Chris Van Dyne tried to do on that? He tried to jump from the cliff onto the mushroom and then from the mushroom off. It's I don't know, 8-foot gap onto. Oh,
that's not what you did? So you didn't jump onto the mushroom and off?
No, I just did what everybody does. It's like a step down. It's like a 15 down by 15 out step down.
Which is still freaking awesome. Yeah.
It's still big. It's like the size of a road gap or something.
I didn't do any of it. I didn't do the step down, but I heard urban legend of somebody doing that mushroom thing.
No, nobody. As far as maybe, but as far as I know, nobody's pulled it off. Van Dyne tried it. He jumped onto it, but he couldn't jump on and then jump off without
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be gnarly.
But as far as I know, I was there when he tried that, and just decided it was too sketchy to jump on and then jump back off. Yeah, it's really, really awkward. But the step down itself is super fun.
Nice.
You'd be fine on it. It's just intimidating because it's onto slick rock, it's basically an outdoor version of a Sean Burns gap or Jimmy Levan gap,
Dude, I hope he's okay. You watch all these clips that start going around because he gets hurt, and like that dude does some crazy shit.
Yeah, he's gnarly. I donated to his
Oh my god,
recovery thing.
What was he doing when he got hurt? Riding?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but he was filming something, and I think, and
I would imagine it involves a roof and a substantial drop and no brakes.
yeah,
Probably concrete.
I still haven't seen Jimmy Levan's movie either. I need to see that.
Dude, like the GoFundMe thing or whatever said it involved a freak out.
Oh, what?
Jeff is out. He was giving me a hard time because my phone kept cutting out because I live in the mountains, and here he is in New Jersey with nothing. Probably forgot to charge his battery.
Yeah, he should have pristine coverage.
Yeah. No, that's rad with your kids. Mine are 8 and 10 now, which is crazy. And now we just ride together, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like you're scared of them getting hurt when they're little. And then when they get bigger and they're actually hitting jumps and riding bike parks and snowboarding, hitting big. His battery did die. Called it. Yeah, it just keeps being scary because then they're doing like gnarlier stuff. And Milo broke his arm last year, which sucked, and had to get surgery. And yeah,
So I saw a clip of kids recently doing something. I forget what it was, like some gap or I don't know, some jump in your yard, I think.
Yeah, they've got some gaps, and I posted something the other day on Milo doing. He just learned downside foot plants on the quarter pipe.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
damn, I haven't
it's
done those in so long. I want to do one.
They're so fun. I was thinking back the other day to the first big one that I did was at Rye Airfield at that contest in like 2003 on the back wall above that quarter pipe.
That wall far back.
Yeah, it was so big. I just remember pedaling as fast as I could across the whole park to get to it. And I don't know if there's video footage of that, but I'd love to see that. But yeah, that was fun.
It's probably in one of those match videos.
Oh, it probably is. You're right. Well, sweet. Jeff's out. I got to get the kids to bed because it's 8:20 here.
Cool. I should go to bed.
Yeah, good to see you. Hopefully, I'll make it out to Creek this year if we can travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff says, peace out, dudes.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. I'm glad you made it on here. And yeah, tell Amy and tell the whole crew out there I said hi. I miss everybody out there.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll talk to you again sometime. And yeah, say hi to Megan and hope you're doing well and stay safe out there.
Yep, same to you.
All right.
Cool.
Later.
See you. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. See you guys later.
Figure out how to hang up.
Close the browser.
Bye.
Oh, wait, Jeff's coming back in now.
Oh.
We'll say bye with him here. Got 3 seconds. 3, 2. All right, I'm closing the browser. Later, George.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.